What we're looking at here is a 1952 Horex.
Okay.
German motorcycle, single cylinder, 350 cc's.
And owned by?
This is owned by Chuck Sinatra.
Okay. Now, when he got this, in this, what kind of condition was it in?
Well, this was the pattern bike that he used to restore another one that was in pieces.
Mm-hmm.
So this was pretty whole, but it looked like it had fallen off a cliff.
Was that right?
It was banged up pretty good.
And this won an award here?
This has won a national first place award and a senior award.
And this is a British?
This is German.
Oh, German.
A Horex Regina is the model.
The other Horex we found in a heap in the barn in Bustye.
Okay.
So we didn't know what went with it, how it went. So we found this thing and bought it. And it was supposed to be a parts bike.
Yeah.
When we got it here, we had a pattern to build the other one. This has a senior award on it.
Okay.
Junior and senior, just like Doug's has, but the other bike has the national award.
Okay. Terrific. All right, now what do we have? What's the next one here? Number 44.
This is Boehler's bike.
Oh, that's Boehler's bike?
That's the one that's going to the Hall of Fame.
Oh, outstanding. Of course, you did a lot of work on this, didn't you, Doc?
Yeah, sure did. Another piece of junk.
Now, did you get a manual? I mean, how does one know what to do? Are you?
Well, we had a little manual with this one, but basically, when you work on them long enough, you kind of know what goes where.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Did you have trouble finding parts?
No, Doug does all that.
Does he go to flea markets?
He's our parts procurer.
We got parts from this in California, Arizona,
England.
and a couple places in England. The beauty of restoring vehicles now is the internet.
Yeah.
It makes a big difference.
So but you still have to know what part you're asking for, right?
Yeah.
And you got to hope somebody's got it.
Now, what am I looking at? You talked about this being Boehler's bike. What is it?
This is a Greaves. It's a competition bike that he won many races with. This is a certified. If you look on the other side, you'll see a plaque.
Mm-hmm.
This is a certified race vehicle.
Now, how does that become certified? Who is this?
We've got to go through the process. See the green one down there?
Oh, I
That's
see.
a certification plaque. The certification plaque that certifies it, and it's numbered, and this will always forever be a race vehicle, no matter what.
And that's for the purposes of the competition itself. This is another category.
This was to prove that this bike is a bike that Boehler raced and won many events with. It's a motocross bike. He was quite a famous motocrosser. He's one of our inductees in the Hall of Fame.
Now, where would he race this? Where would Chuck?
They raced them all over.
Is that right?
The last race on this thing was Ludlow, Pennsylvania. Then his first week of November in '73. November 11th, and the Boehler won first prize in the thing. That is the bike that's pictured in the Hall of Fame thing where he's covered with mud.
Now, you got access it through the family? How did you get it?
It actually was in a household sale.
You're kidding.
Guy was selling it out, and one of the guys spotted it, called me, and I went up and looked at it and bought it.
It's a good thing you saved it.
Well, I knew Chuck Boehler and I used to ride together when we were in the Chautauqua Lake Cyclists way back when.
Is that right?
So I knew him on a personal basis. So I figured if it was his, it would worth the money to buy it, just to have it around.
How long did it take for the renovation?
What do we have, Doug? About a year? About a year.
Well, it's great that you're offering, not only did all the work, but you're offering it to the Chautauqua Sports Hall of Fame.
Yeah, we're having Boehler Days, August 10th.
Okay, that's right here. Now, what about Chuck? Talk about Chuck Boehler.
There isn't much to tell. He was just a very fine motorsport rider. Very fine. He actually raced the Island of Man. He was exceptional in the sport.
And from here?
Oh yeah, he had a. If you see that tag in the back, that's his tag for his dealership. He had the Reith dealership.
66 Honda Superhawk. That was the model of bike that the narrator in Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance rode
No kidding.
from Minnesota to San Francisco. And that's why I was interested in it. And I was talking to a neighbor about the other motorcycle in that book, which is the bike I was really after, and he told me he had this bike. So a few months of hee-hawing around, and he finally sold it to me. And that's about 1,000 hours worth of restoration in that.
What was the hardest thing of the bike, the restoration?
It was tough to find parts for this one.
So really?
Yeah. They made a lot of these, but nobody was looking at them as being bikes of the future. It's just something that Honda built them as quick and cheap as they could because there was a big market in this country for motorcycles. This is a 305cc, which at the time was small compared to the Harleys and Indians that were being sold.
Right.
But it was a big motorcycle for a foreign bike, and you'd find an awful lot of high school kids back in the 60s.
Yeah.
This was their dream bike.
Did you ride it?
Well, I rode it from across the street to bring it here.
But I mean, I imagine you got so much time and effort in it. It's a showpiece.
Yeah, and that's where we are with it right now. There's a Grand National in Williamsport, Pennsylvania in 2016.
Okay.
And I'll probably keep it in show condition at least until then.
Yeah.
But it's the saying, ride them, don't hide them. It's a shame to not see them used for what they were intended.
How about these other two? Or does anybody really ride them? Or they?
No, they don't have much time on them at all. No, he passed away. Chuck was just leaving the motorcycle scene as I was getting interested in it. Mm-hmm. So it's really only through the Hall of Fame that I discovered him at all, which is kind of one of the nifty things about the Hall of Fame. It exposes you to these fellas that were really legends at a time before I was conscious.
Right.
And now thanks to the Hall of Fame, you can rediscover them and what they were up to.
Do you have videos of his racing?
No, I don't know if there's any videos. I think maybe the place you'd want to look for a video would be in Greg Peterson's collection.
Good luck.